It's that time of year again, nearly. Just a quick video today to show you how I've resurrected an old whiskey barrel to create a bit of a herb garden outside our kitchen. And as usual, there'll be sprinklings of DIY, so even if you don't want to do something like this, there'll be stuff you can take from it. And of course, there are loads of places online where you can get your own whiskey barrel. The background of this is my dad gave me a whiskey barrel about 20 years ago. Oh no, it's under there somewhere. We had some herbs in it for a while and it lived in the shed after we moved house. And there she is. And the problem is the two hoops that were down the outside, as you see, have fallen off. Anyway, the plan today is to use the ratchet straps left over from the storm-destroyed workshop tent to ratchet the oak staves back together so I can get those hoops back on. Do you know, I think this might be working. Question is whether it's strong enough at the end of the day to winch the whole thing back together. So I decided to double up the straps for extra strength. And an old sea dog once taught me a really simple way to make a bowline that that metal hook attaches to, which is a great knot because it doesn't slip and it's easy to untie when you're finished with it. And with the staves nicely ratcheted together, I could get the first hoop back on and start gently tapping it until it was tight around the barrel. Hoopers of yesteryear would be proud of me for my pathetic amateurish efforts. I decided I need to anchor those hoops in place to stop them slipping again, so I measured and marked at a few points around the perimeter, as just a few fixings should do the job. And in terms of the things I'm going to be using to anchor, I'm developing a bit of a love affair with spacks at the moment. Any of you who've seen my recent Bonket seating video will know just how fantastic these MDF screws are. Don't leave any splits in the MDF, self-piloting, self-tapping and TX heads. But today I'm using these 3.5 by 16mm, just long enough to go through the hoops and into the oak and to do the job. So first up, a pilot hole in the hoop just wider than the screw, then a much wider HSS bit because I've lost my metal countersink bit, and finally enlarging that hole a little bit more for the shank of the screw to pass through. And then it was in with those brilliant little screws, reassuringly good fixing. I've just got to do the other 3 now. And then it was on with the second smaller hoop, which got exactly the same treatment. And with the hoops now locking the staves in place, I could release those ratchet straps. I thought I'd pressure wash the bit of the patio that the barrel is going on so I don't have to move it when I do the rest. So satisfying, this. And keep an eye out this summer for a general patio maintenance video and chat about that resin grout I used, as I'm planning a bit of an update. When my dad bought me this barrel many years ago, he asked the guy who was selling it to him to put some drainage holes in. What's going on here? Let's try and make it look a bit more balanced, shall we? So I then marked and drilled a series of holes with my 18mm DIYte spade bit, going through just enough for the tip of the drill bit to poke through the other side, so I could then turn it the other way up and finish the hole from the inside so as to minimise splintering. And with that done, I just treated the inside of the holes with some bituminous paint. Next up, I got a couple of hardwood strips I found in the garage and hot melt glued them to the underside before trimming off flush. Just raise the planter up from the patio to allow any water that drains through the holes to get away rather than be trapped under the barrel. The jury's a bit out for me on the effectiveness of glue guns, but it's only meant to be temporary whilst I manoeuvre the barrel into position. I had some wire mesh left over from rodent proofing the cushion box. That's my last video if you want to check it out. So that went in the bottom. Again, temporarily glued in place before a bag of 10mm gravel went in just to assist with drainage. Then it was off to the local garden centre to buy some multi-purpose compost with added John inners. That sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? And clearly I bought too much. And of course some herbs. Not sure why I put it in a wheelbarrow other than I was mixing it up with some half bags of compost that I had lying about from other jobs. And first up we've got Mint, and this chap is the bully of the barrel. If you don't incarcerate him in his own concrete cell, his roots will overtake everything. So I've got this old pot which is literally the same one I used last time round. Looking good! Next up we've got Thyme. Sorry I just edited out the singing of that. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to place them all in the right place. leaving a little gap for basil because it's a bit cold for him at the moment. And so we've got mint, thyme, followed by rosemary, sage, and oregano. And we picked these herbs because we thought these would be the ones that we'd use regularly. And some of you will be thinking, why haven't you not lined it with a DPM or something? Well, for the simple reason that I didn't last time. I don't think it needs it. I mean, look at its history. It had whiskey in it. And it does have a little bit of a treatment or lining of something, I think, going way back. So I'm absolutely convinced that with a bit of occasionally wet soil in it, it's going to be absolutely fine. So that's it for today. Not one of my usual videos, but I had so much fun putting all this back together at the weekend. I just wanted to share it with you. Quite cool to have something like this accessible so close to the kitchen. And let me know what other herbs you'd put in here if it was you. As usual, details of everything I've talked about today will be in the description below the video. And of course, if you're new to my channel, it would mean so much to me to have you subscribe. You can do that by clicking on the link here. And don't forget to click the bell notification icon so you get notified of all my future uploads. See you soon.